Hey, Scott, how are you? Today's Friday and it's October 10th. And today we are talking about cocktails paired with mocktails, people rejecting books, real books, and boo buckets are back at McDonald's. Isn't that exciting? And much more pop culture silliness today on the Swish edition.
Swish edition, tune in for a listen. Travels, movies, and celebrities with Scott and Kristin. Swish edition, it's where we all go. For pop culture silliness from coast to coast. It's where we belong. SwishEdition.com. SwishEdition.com.
Hey, Kristen, so happy that it's Friday.
Me too.
It was a long week, man. I want to point out, I know I shouldn't be giving people behind the scenes, ruining the magic and everything, but this is the second time that we're taping Friday's episode. It was so funny. When I went to edit Friday's episode, all I had was video of me and my audio and none of you. We didn't have your video, we didn't have your audio. So whenever you talked, you just saw me going like this. You couldn't hear anything.
That's so crazy.
It was just like you disappeared. It was so weird.
I
Because
bet
when
watching it looked like you had lost your mind and you were
It
just
looked like I'd
talking to someone that wasn't
and I
there.
showed it to Dale, and Dale's like, I think you should release that because that's really funny. But half the stories weren't even there. But what this does, Kristen, it allows us to give some updates that are a little bit fresher because we're taping this a little closer to Friday. How about that? Why don't you go?
Yeah, there you go. I have a Dolly Parton update, which we talked about
Another
on our
one.
previous episode. Yes, we
Yeah.
had one update yesterday. And today, it's funny because I saw this right after we taped the update on Dolly saying, oh, we're concerned. Her sister Frida posted something asking the world to pray for Dolly. And then I saw about an hour later a video from Dolly herself saying, I ain't dead yet, people. I'm fine. Well, not fine, but she said, there's been a lot of rumors. What's the Oscar Wilde quote? Suggestions of my news of my death have been greatly exaggerated or whatever it is.
Right.
And so she was filming something. So she was like sitting in front of a green screen. And she basically said in her lovely Dolly way, thank you so much for all the prayers, but I ain't going nowhere yet. I have some health issues. And she said that she let some things slide after her husband passed. And now she's getting them all under control. And so I think she has kidney stones. And I can vouch for the fact that kidney stones are no freaking joke.
And it can lay you out.
Pain. Oh my, I had to go to the emergency room and they're terrible. But so it does sort of call into question the melodramatic, Frida, her sister Frida's post of please world, Dolly needs your prayers.
Yeah, I've been up all night praying for her.
Can you imagine the phone call that she probably got from Dolly, her sister? Like, what the hell is the matter with you? Why would you post something like that?
Exactly. Because didn't you say that a lot of people online on social media, TikTok and stuff, were making these like crazy fake videos of Dolly on her deathbed and shit?
Oh, well, Dolly covered that in her post that she made yesterday. She said that there's an AI photo that someone created that shows Dolly, laying on her deathbed, pale as a sheet and looking terrible, and Reba McEntire, sitting at her bedside. And Dolly said, that was the worst one because Reba and I both look like we should be dead and buried in that photo. And it was fake, of course. But,
that is hilarious. Of course it was fake. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, if my sister did that to me, I'd probably have it out with her. Maybe Frida just got herself written out of the will. Hey, can I switch gears completely?
Yes,
I don't know how you follow up that. But breaking news, everybody. This is so exciting. If you love McDonald's as much as I do, which is kind of sad because I've eaten breakfast there twice this week. So I'm such a healthy choice. The healthy choices I make. But the reason I'm going to McDonald's twice a week for breakfast is because of the damn Monopoly game.
That's right. We haven't been since we talked about it.
We
I need
already
to
have
go.
8 pieces, and we decided that only one of us is playing. So Dale got it. He's playing on his phone, and I give him all my pieces because we're like, well, why would we split it up? Let's play together, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we've already won a free quarter pounder with cheese, a free pie, apple pie, and I think he got a buy one get one free coffee or something, mocha coffee special drink or whatever. And then we got several of the Park Place and Atlantic Avenue. We got several of those pieces. So we're working on it.
Nice.
We will be fat as cows by the time this game is over. Here's my macchiato right here. I'm just finishing it now.
But you've got to go back starting on October 21st.
October 21st is when the Boo Buckets are coming out. McDonald's announced this earlier this week. This year's buckets feature some Halloween friends, including a friendly ghost, a black cat, the jack-o'-lantern, a red zombie, and a green monster.
I love them.
And they're kind of fun. And so these come as a Happy Meal. So the kids get their burger and their fries or whatever else comes with it. And then you get the bucket that you can use to trick or treat with. So do you think you might get one and Max might use this to trick or treat?
Max will definitely want one of these, but our neighborhood is like wild about Halloween. This would be woefully way too small for him to last year he had a big bag and he had to come back, I think 3 times to empty his candy and then go back out.
Come on. I don't think I ever did that as a kid. Wow. That's
remember
pretty amazing.
don't you remember we used to take like pillowcases? That was what you collected your candy in. So you would never fill up a whole
but I never
pillowcase.
filled it. Right.
Well, no.
Well, give your damn kid a pillowcase then. That'll work.
Yeah, but he wants a fun, he
Yeah.
wants to carry a fun jack-o'-lantern kind of thing. Anyway, these are going to be too small, but he will definitely still want all of them.
I want one just to put it on our Halloween table, and I'll put some different candies in it. We have to do Halloween outside because of the dogs. You can't possibly answer the doorbell every time it rings with 2 crazy dogs in your house. So
True.
What Dale and I do is we just set up a table on the driveway and we drink cocktails with our friends in the neighborhood. Everyone goes outside to do it. And we had over 100 kids last year. So
Yeah.
And we got drunk. And this year, Kristin, Halloween is on a Friday night.
I know.
How great
you keep
is
reminding me of that.
Yeah.
It is great as a parent because that means when Max loads up on 800,000 milligrams of sugar
and he's up all night
after trick-or-treating and doesn't go to sleep until midnight, I don't have to drag his ass out of bed at 7 o'clock the next morning.
Wait, you and Rob used to have the most amazing Halloween parties. Are you doing that this year?
We don't do that
You
anymore.
You don't even do parties anymore, do you?
We do sometimes. I mean, honestly,
smaller family things.
When Max was first born, we carried on with we used to have a Halloween party, a New Year's Eve party, a Super Bowl party, and on and on. And we carried on with that up until the pandemic. And then we just never came back.
Never got back into it. Yeah.
Yeah. And now there's too much
going on. That's right.
I love Halloween. But and we ever since the pandemic do the table at the end of the driveway thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so much easier, even though both of our dogs have passed on.
Aww.
It's just so much easier than
easier.
Especially in our house because we live in a split foyer house and going up and down the stairs 80 million times gets irritating.
A nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, from a fun topic to one that is honestly so depressing to me, Scott, there is a new study out that says that we are reading a whole lot less than ever before, which is terrible. It's like the dumbing down of our culture.
Yeah.
There was a study last month that revealed that only 16% of Americans are now reading for pleasure, which is a 40% drop from peak rates just over a decade ago.
16%.
And yes, and even worse, people are reading to their children less and less, which is even more detrimental.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So according to this survey, quote, serious readers try to consume 50 to 100 pages a day, and some people get through many more. I think I'm on the high end of that. I'm a super fast reader and go through books like crazy when I have dedicated time to sit down and read. And I feel like, this is like a personality thing, but I can't stand when I'm really into a book and I'm constantly interrupted. that drives me crazy. And so usually that causes me to just throw it down and not come back to it. Right. Anyway, New York Magazine asked super busy people, who isn't super busy these days,
Right?
how they find time to read. And the reasons, or the ways that they came up with, are thus. Number one, treat your smartphone like it's poison, which is
Yeah.
good advice for many things, I think,
Put
in
it
life.
away.
Number
it
two,
far
make
away.
a list. Yeah. Number two, make a list of all the books you want to read, because that means it's tangible and it's a goal.
I have one.
Number three, have a book with you at all times. When you go to the store, when you go to a doctor's appointment, when you're out
Yeah.
and about and you have a moment, pick up your book instead of your smartphone. And number four, read your book early in the morning instead of immediately getting on your phone and doom scrolling. That's a really good one. Number five, completely unrealistic, get rid of your freaking television set. I don't know
That
anyone
ain't
who's going to do that.
that ain't happening in my house.
Yeah, I know. And if you have to multitask and do several things at once, then have an audiobook in your ear if you can't physically read. And number seven, which is perhaps the most obvious, if you find that you can't sleep at night, then just get up and read a book until you're sleepy.
That'll put you to sleep.
Eventually,
Kristin,
I
I
guess.
used to we've talked about this before, but I used to go to bed every single night with a book and read for at
Me
least
too.
a half an hour, 45 minutes. And I haven't really been doing it as much lately, and it makes me sad. But I will tell you, every single spot in this house where I sit, there are at least 2 or 3 books in that spot. I've got books next to my chair in my den. I've got books next to my chair in the family room. I have, of course, hundreds and hundreds of books that you can't probably see in this video here in my office that I've read or
Yeah.
are on my list to read. I love books, and I can't imagine, and I love buying them. I buy more than I can read, actually.
I love them too. I think my focus now, though, is mostly Max. And so ever since he came along, my focus has been on books for him.
Yeah.
And I don't read for my own pleasure for 45 minutes a day, certainly, but I do read to him for probably 30 or 45 minutes every night.
Awesome. Also, if you're a reader and you love books, I think one of the best presents that you can give to someone is to give them a book. And I don't know that I've given you many books over the years, but I'll tell you, every single Christmas, my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece, my nephew, my mom and dad, they all get books from me, in addition to other stuff. But I always find what I think is the perfect book for them. And I think people appreciate getting books, whether you read them or not.
I do too.
Speaking of books, Kristin, I want to talk about this new book. I'm very excited about this. You know that for years and years and years, I've been a huge fan of Neil Patrick Harris, NPH. And so anything he does, I'm going to consume. I've seen him on Broadway. I watch all his TV shows and movies. I actually got a chance, along with Dale, to spend about 20, 25 minutes chatting with him and his husband, David Burtka, when we were at the Katy Perry concert. So that was super fun. He's just a really great guy, and I love him. Anyway, he and David just put out this new book. It's called Both Sides of the Glass, Paired Cocktails and Mocktails to Toast Any Taste. It's not fun.
Yes.
So the whole thing is, I don't know if you knew this, but David is a non-drinker. He doesn't drink alcohol at all. And Neil Patrick Harris, he loves his alcohol. So it's funny when a couple like that, one of them drinks and one of them doesn't. What do? You write a book about that subject. And this book is all the cocktail recipes, how to make them with the alcohol, and how to also make a mocktail version.
Mocktail.
If you're having if you're having a dinner party or having friends over, there's so many people nowadays who have either given it up or never started, but they still want to be kind of part of the festivities, and they still want to have a fun, fruity drink every now and then for a celebration
love
or
this
something.
idea. I love it. I think it's very timely. I think it's super marketable. I feel like the mocktail industry is on the rise. I have several friends who have recently embraced a non-alcoholic or sober lifestyle. I will say that from what I have heard, among recovering alcoholics or recovering addicts, there is sometimes a reluctance to go down the path of mocktails, because it's sort of like replacing the real thing with a fake thing, which might not be the best psychologically speaking, I guess. But so I love a good mocktail. I think they're super fun. And I have noticed here in the Metro DC area that there are a lot of restaurants that are expanding their mocktail menus to rival their cocktail menus,
Yeah.
because it's profitable right now. So this is
Yeah.
a good marketing move on NPH's part.
I think so too. And I told you that Dale's best girlfriend, his equivalent of you to me, she's coming to stay with us. Jacqueline, she's been on the show before. She's arriving today, actually. And I was looking up restaurants to take her
Yay.
to. We want to take her to a couple fun places. And I was sending her menus. And I'm like, how about this? How about this? How about this? And every single one of those now have a whole mocktail section on their menus.
Yeah.
So the fancy restaurants are doing it. And I assume that will trickle down eventually to the Chi-Chi type places of and the Olive Gardens and the stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to switch gears just yet again. This is new for the second time that we're taping the show because it wasn't a thing before. But Disney announced earlier this week that the new Hulu series created by Ryan Murphy and starring your favorite person, Kim Kardashian, it's called All's Fair. It's going to premiere on November 4th. So, of course, I will be adding that to my calendar because I love Ryan Murphy shows and I love Kim Kardashian. So I'm going to watch that.
I know you do.
Do you know what so I sent the trailer to you earlier this morning and we both watched it. And you got to admit, will you admit that it looks kind of delicious?
I wanted to hate this because know I have tremendous disdain for Kim Kardashian and I don't want to contribute to her celebrity in any way, or her bottom line for that matter. But this looks fantastic.
It looks really fun.
It looks fun in a over the very, very over the top kind of way.
Yes. Which is what Ryan Murphy does.
I love Sarah Paulson. I love Naomi Watts. I love Glenn Close. So I love all the other people in it. And I fear that I'm going to have to watch it in spite of Kim Kardashian.
The idea that Glenn Close is one of the characters and one of the actors in this is just amazing to me. And then,
agree.
Did you see some of the guest stars that come in? Elizabeth Berkley, the wonderful Judith Light, Brooke Shields, Ed O'Neill, Jessica Simpson. I mean, the list goes on and on. The supporting cast looks amazing. But having Sarah Paulson is kind of, I think, the second lead in this behind Kim Kardashian. And, she does everything Ryan Murphy does. So she's like one of Ryan Murphy's favorite actresses. So this is super fun. So what this is about, it's a tenacious female divorce attorneys. It's kind of these women went and started their own divorce firm because they were sick of dealing with the male-dominated firms of the world. So they started their own powerhouse firm. So I guess it's all about women coming in each week and the new divorce of the week. I don't know. But it looks like there's also a lot of tension between the lawyers in the office, obviously.
Right.
So it's really fun.
It looks great.
Have you watched any of Ryan's other shows like Nip Tuck, American Horror Story, Feud? No. Oh my God. You're missing out. Such great stuff. Such great stuff. I think he is just one of the best producers and creators and writers, and he directs. He does it all. It's like it's his baby, these shows.
I feel like once upon a time we wanted to watch American Horror Story when it first started, and I don't know why we didn't. I don't know why we didn't.
And there's probably 9 seasons now. You got to go back and watch it from the beginning. Each season.
Where is it streaming? Do you know?
FX, Hulu, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty good. He's got development deals. He's had development deals at HBO. He's had development deals at FX, Hulu. He's all over the place. He did Glee
should check it
for
out.
Fox. Remember the show Glee? He did that. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Anyway, I think that's enough. We've gone way over our time limit.
As usual.
Not that we really have a time limit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make a big announcement. If anyone has made it to the end of the episode, which they probably didn't, all the ones and 1.5s that have stuck around at the end of the show will see this news. The rest of you won't get it until it actually is announced on October 22nd. But so Kristin and I are going to be off between now and October 22nd. We're taking a little break. We both have some other projects that are going on that are taking our time. But also, and I feel, Kristin, like a defeatist. And I feel like I've made a horrible, I'm not sticking with what I should have stuck with that we announced at the beginning of season 16, where we went from a weekly show to a daily show. Well, let me tell you, girl, it's a lot more work to do a daily show. And the idea was that we were going to tape it all on Monday and then cut it all up and release one a day. Well, by the time you get to Thursday or Friday, that news is stale, blah news.
Yeah.
So I'm just not liking the format. I'm not liking this daily stuff and having to, as soon as I wake up in the morning, go switch the YouTube thing because it won't do it automatically. So I have to switch it to the next. It's a lot of work, y'all. So we're going back to a weekly format. I don't want to give up the Swish edition. I like it so much. Our ratings have actually dropped since we started doing the daily show.
If that's even possible.
They've dropped by 75%. So I'm guessing that our regular listeners who really loved our show just said, daily? I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
And I know friends like our friends, Missy and Jeremy, they've been batching it and listening to them all at the same time. And that makes me feel bad because then they have to listen to the damn theme song 5 times. So fuck this shit. We're going back to a weekly format starting on Wednesday, October 22nd. We're going to be taping it either that morning or the day before, so it's fresher. We'll do an hour. We'll have fun with it. And then, then you go on with your regular lives. You know what you should do when you're not listening to us? You should be reading a fucking book.
Read a book. Exactly.
And if you have kids under the age of what, Kristin? 12? Read them a book. Read with them or have them read to you.
Have them read to you. Yep.
Yeah. Because after 12, he's going to be like, Mom, get the fuck out of my room. That's coming, right?
Oh, it's coming. Yeah,
it's coming. All right. So, Kristin, do you agree with my decision?
I think the data tells us what we should do. I mean, I think this is not, we're not operating anecdotally. You're looking at the data. The data says people don't like this format. So we'll go back to what was working before.
So that'll push our 500th episode way back into probably past Christmas, but who cares? And when that happens, Dale did promise to come on. So you guys will see Dale Blades at some point in the next month or so.
Yay.
Yay. All right, Kristin, off for a week and a half. We'll be back on Wednesday, October 22nd.
Awesome.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
I love you.
Love you too.
And we're out.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.
Okay. I can talk to them in a little bit.
All right, lovely. I better edit that part out.
Yeah.